Hello everybody, Hellcracks here, and welcome to another Mercenary Thoughts from the Inner Sphere. And today we're going to be talking about a tank. Yep, been doing it. It's kind of skipped over a lot of the vehicles over the last 3-4 books and decided to throw some more vehicles back into the mix because, hey, they actually probably are more prevalent than mechs. Yes, mechs get all the glory in the game, but yeah, vehicles are probably about 4 times as more common, maybe 5 times more common than a mech is. So if you're actually playing a campaign, you're going to see these vehicles more often. All right, the von Lucter is a 75-ton tank. It's a 350. Yes, you can put jump jets on a vehicle if you want to. Why, I don't know, but you can. Usually the life expectancy of most vehicles are not very good, from my own experience, but they do bring something to the game, is that they're usually pretty cheap. Bang for your buck kind of thing. And a lot of times they get a lot of motive hits, especially if you get hit with a lot of SRMs, which is pretty prevalent. You know, it's like you start hitting vehicles with a lot of little 2-point blocks here and there, and especially if you hit it from the side or the rear, then it's like they usually get motive killed. And then they just become a pillbox. But we digress. Now, the von Lucter does have a fusion reactor. It comes with 10 heat sinks. Okay. And then it has 11 tons of armor, or 176 points, which is pretty good for a 75-ton tank. And just like when you got 41 on the front, it can take a kind of a pounding against most Inner Sphere mechs during the Succession Wars. Clans, not so much, but, you know, clans look down at a vehicle as something there to be disdained. Now, equipment-wise, it does have an AC-20 in the turret with 3 tons of ammo. It has 2 SRM-6s in the turret, and then with a ton of ammo, and then we have an SRM-4 in a turret with a ton of ammo. Kind of like why you could easily downgrade it to 2 SRM-6s for 2 SRM-4s, and then actually put 4 of those things in there for the price of the 2 SRM-6s. That would have made actually, then you would have saved on ammo. You had 2 tons of ammo for 4 launchers. That would have been a little bit better. And then we have an LRM-10 in the rear, facing outward. It's that little birdhouse, doghouse thing you see in the back, with the launcher right there. And then we have a machine gun in the turret with a half ton of ammo, and then we have a flamer that's out the front. So basically, this thing can do well in a city, especially against infantry targets. It can blast them, burn them down, that type of deal. So it does make good use of everything. And the only thing that makes use of the heat sinks is the flamer. So you have that. So really, in all reality, they could have dropped 2 of the, like the SRM-4, and gave it a couple medium lasers and more armor or something of that nature because of the fusion reactor. Now, they always say that the fusion reactors always got ripped out due to the fact that, the fusion reactor for a mech is more important than it is for a tank. I can understand that. But the von Lucter is one of those mechs that, not a mech, but it has the firepower of a mech. It's like almost like an assault mech. And it's able to just hammer stuff up close. So it doesn't behoove you to get too close to one of the things. A number of times I've played a von Lucter over the years, and you get somebody who wants to bring a light mech up, and he's like, well, okay, I need 20 to hit with that AC-20. What the heck, I'm just going to throw it down range anyway. Probably going to get my vehicle killed next turn anyway. and voila, you hit, and you just blow a leg off of something with an AC-20. And that happens to so many times over the years. So you definitely don't want to get too close to one of these things, because it does have a good amount of firepower to dish out some damage. And at range, it can sit in, like if you get it in a city fight, you can sit back, and if you have the eyes and ears spotting for you, like say you got some VTOLs with forward observer skills in them, you know, the LRM-10s can just rain damage down at range with them. So that works pretty decently. Now, there are a few different variants over the years. Obviously, the very first one was the Star League version from the Star League Defense Forces. This one was equipped with a pair of LBX-10s and 4 Streak 2s. Small pulse laser, and added Artemis fire control to the LRM-10. And it was done by using an XL fusion engine. Yes, you can put an XL engine into a tank if you want to. Why, I don't know, but you can. So you got basically a vehicle that can just hammer you out at distance, especially if with the LBX cannons and the LRMs. You know, this is going to do some serious punking on you. So there is that. You don't see it on anywhere anymore, because obviously it's all lost tech during the Succession Wars and XLs, obviously. You might see a resurgence maybe during the late years after the Clan Wars. And then we have the K-70 version, came out in 3008. This one adds a PPC to the turret, and had to downgrade the AC-20 to an AC-10 with 2 tons of ammo, and then both SRM-6s were removed to make room. So you had to have all that extra tonnage come from someplace. So there you go. I don't know if that's really a good variant, to be honest, when you're actually losing some firepower and for a PPC. Now, you do go out to 10, 15 and 18, so you do gain a little bit of extra long range, but your in close capability is not so good, which, you know, kind of downgrades it from a city fighter to a more open range fighter. And then the K-75N, all right, this came out in 3062. This one has an MRM-20, and then it has machine guns, and it also carries an Ultra 20 autocannon, and SRM-6, and a pair of medium lasers. Once again, it's like, it just seems to me logical that if you got a fusion reactor, you might as well make use of it and drop the SRM-4 for a pair of medium lasers, and your damage output actually increases. Oh, there you go. Okay, and then you got the K-100. This came out in 3002. This one drops all the weapons except for the autocannon, AC-20. It's a single SRM-6 launcher. This one has a second AC-20. So basically, this turns it into a demolisher. Pretty much what it is, with a single SRM-6. So it's slightly different from a demolisher. Like, you know, you're looking at a little bit less tonnage, but yeah, I'd rather have the standard von Lucter. And let's see. Then we had the X-71, which is the Yakuza version. This was from the Republic of the Sphere. This one has an LBX-20, which seems to me to be a logical variant for the AC-20 cannon. Give it an LBX-20. And then you have a medium pulse laser, an SRM-4 with Artemis, which kind of is like putting Artemis on an SRM to me is like, that's not logical. And then uses an XL engine. Okay, so it increases the speed. And then it has case and hardened armor. So yeah, it's like not overly exciting mech to me. It's like I just rather have the standard. But you know, that's your variant for you. Now, what I typically would do, and a lot of the ones that we ever have, is we drop one of that SRM4 and replace the LRM10 for an LRM15, adding a little bit more long-range firepower. The 15 does a better job, and you know, it saves on. It's like you're taking those 2 tons, upgrading the launcher. So there you go. That's what we typically do with ours when we see them on the battlefield, which, yeah, not bad. Gets the job done. And that's pretty much it. That's the Von Luckner. It's not a bad mech, or not. What am I saying? Mech. Keep saying mech. Mech on the brain. The Von Lucter Tank, heavy tank, is something when it comes into, let's say I forgot to say, battle value is about 1050. That's not bad. If you're playing a combined arms type of game, and if you want to fight in a city, it's not a bad option to throw a few of these in. Take a lance of them. So 4 of them is not going to run you very much. It's like you're looking at 2200 roughly. That will, or no, 4200. Sorry, math bad. So you could run 4 of these and basically control. When I've done this before, is like you can control a central area. Anything that comes in close is going to get hammered. So let me tell you, you get 4 of these. Even an Atlas will like, I'm not sure. And I've seen Atlases come flying in, just like slowly waddling in, and get hit by a lance of these and just get ripped to pieces. Where it's like, decides that, hey, my life choices are not so great. So there you go. That is the Von Luckner. Not a bad little tank. So there you go. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Greg's out.